I'm nobody's the same person that they were. I like to think I learned some shit along the way, but like, people who work for me get paid. Yeah. I don't want them to go to bed terrified, wake up terrified, go to work terrified, like that one psycho said that he wants his workers to do. Like, I want people to be comfortable. Yeah.
I wonder what psycho that is that Bill Burr is talking about. But Bill Burr was on Charlamagne's show, and we know that The Breakfast Club, and we know that Bill Burr has a strong hate for billionaires. And for anybody who thinks that I'm being hyperbolic when I make this statement, this guy basically championed the young man Luigi, the murderer, who allegedly, I guess I have to say for legal purposes, in cold blood took down a CEO. Whether there was nefarious behind the scenes discussions that we didn't know about it still doesn't change the fact that people were like, well, oh wow, everybody's getting mad and nobody's on your side anymore. And it's like, whoa. Like, no, this isn't how we deal with insurance issues, okay? Like, believe me, I don't like the corruption in medical. I talk about it all the time, but I wouldn't want to end the life of a person who is a CEO of a hospital or something, right? Okay, all right. So let me focus and get back. So this clip, he's addressing his problem with people who make money. And so we're going to go ahead and take a look at it and see we'll see how it goes. Because full transparency, I have not watched this whole clip. So we're watching it together. Let's get into it.
Like, why wouldn't you want your employees to, like when I was growing up, the working class, it was like 1 week's pay should be your rent or your mortgage. And now I know people that work a whole month and have to get like a second job, and that's just not good. Mm-hmm. You need to be home with your kids. If you have a second job, you can't do that. You can't raise them right. Causes more problems. I don't know.
So you like compassionate capitalism?
Yeah. I have no problem with people running stuff. I have no problem with people making a ton of money. But like, when your workers are wearing adult diapers because they don't have time to go to the bathroom.
Damn.
As they're driving your truck across the country. Like, yeah, that's what I was going, all right, maybe.
I don't think that happens. You know what I notice about people is that they make up stories in their minds, and then they say that it's true, and then they get mad about it, which is a very delusional thing to do. I'll tell you this much. As a nurse, yes, as a nurse, there were times, and many times, and all nurses know who are watching. By the way, thank you guys for watching the video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on these videos. So we are going to, I have 10,600 subscribers. Every time I turn around, I'm losing 5 subscribers or whatever. And, I guess that goes with it. Praise the Lord. I'm just here to give the inconvenient truth. And I thank you to every eye that lands on these videos. But I am shooting for a goal. And the goal is 1,100. 11,000 by the end of the week. I think we can do it. Okay. So, all right. Coming back to it. And thank you again for watching. Now, as a nurse, there were times where I couldn't, just run to the bathroom because let me stop, hanging this IV because I really got to pee. You really learn how to hold it, right? But you also kind of get paid to do that. And it's like you're dealing with lives. I just don't think that a truck driver's wearing diapers. But if that's true, drop a comment. Let me know.
Maybe you're taking too much of the pie. Mm-hmm. That's all. So, I don't know. People are going to cut this shit up and they're going to fucking throw it. You're going to read it and they're going to say some more stuff. I feel sure. It feels like common sense.
But you're not afraid to talk, though. That's what I like about you, Bill. You go on these podcasts, you speak your mind. You get on stage, you speak your mind. And you don't care about what, happens after the fact.
Well, I'm not being malicious.
That's right.
Like, no, if I said something and I was in a bad mood and it was really like I meant it in a bad way, which I've done that, then I will apologize. Mm-hmm. But, what am I saying here right now? You should pay your workers enough money that they can feel that they can feed and clothe their family. Mm-hmm.
That's common sense.
I don't think that's too controversial. Mm-mm. He's a woke capitalist, anti-woke capitalist, whatever the hell they called that Luigi kid.
Oh, yeah, I saw when you were doing the sneaker thing. You talked about that, too. That was super viral.
She lives online, if you haven't realized.
Yeah.
I mean, but I like...
You know something? I hate to tell you how few people it takes to comment on one thing to make it go viral.
No, but what you were saying, I think people took it and because Because people were having a conversation at the time of like, is it right or wrong to say free Luigi? So they just threw that into the conversation. But I think a lot
Oh,
of the
that's
stuff
what people like doing.
Yeah, I think.
Should we? Blah blah blah. They
Yeah.
never commit.
But that's what I was going
And
to say.
then people
like,
go, no, we should not. Like they just get all these mouth breathers to start commenting.
But that's the problem with the news. Like these pundits will be on like CNN, MSNBC. They'll ask.
So, all right, before we get to Charlamagne, about to make a really good point, it sounds like to me. Bill Burr, let's go back a little bit. Again, here goes the conversation about, I think that people who own businesses should be able to pay their workers a salary so that they can take care of their families. How much, and God forgive me, this is going to sound bad, but is it really? How much should I pay a janitor? No disrespect to a janitor, okay? You're doing what you need to do. But at the same time, I can't pay them $40 an hour, and I'm paying the nurse $40 an hour. Like, the thing is, if I'm flourishing like that, like, now look, maybe I'm definitely, look, when I own a business, when I truly finally get this business off the ground and stuff that I'm doing or whatever, it's not going to be some warehouse either where there's going to be janitors or whatever. Obviously, things are going really digital now, so you don't really need to, But anyway, let's say if I did own some real estate company and stuff, but in the building there's a janitor. And let's say janitors get paid, average amount $10 an hour. I have no problem paying a person $15 an hour because I want to do that. I do want to be the person who pays more. I do, because I do want to do that. Praise God. God's blessed you, so I do. But at the same time, people will say that's not enough. It isn't enough. It isn't enough. But, if I own some nursing facility, if I go off and pay the janitor $40 an hour, then I got to pay the nurse at least $85 to $90 an hour. She went to school for that. This is the point that I'm making, and I always go back there, because when my best friend and me, when we were watching people complain about, oh, I'm a cashier and I only make $10 an hour. And I remember being a customer service rep or a cashier, whatever, making only $5.50 an hour and things like that. It just drove me more to go back to school. And I'm not telling people to go back to school, but it made me want to do something different. I was like, oh, no, I can't live like this. First of all, I didn't grow up like this, right? So we do this thing where it's like, oh, pay your workers. Well, maybe the person is, but they're paying for, the amount of what it took to get this job, right? And so then when I saw people saying, oh, we need to raise the minimum wage to $20, I said, well, then they better add on an extra $10 to base pay of the people who went to school to do what they had to do. And I got called all kinds of names for saying this. This is just basic elementary thinking. It is. It just is. We cannot incentivize mediocrity. I don't live to my full potential yet, but I'm working on it. And I want the best for people. So hopefully that didn't take as long as I think it did.
Answers. They'll be like, did Elon Musk throw up a Hail Hitler?
Yeah, but those are not, that's not news. That's not, they used to have rules. They said I remember they had rules of 7. No one guy could own any combination of 7 radio stations, newspapers, magazines in one market because you could control public opinion. So now you got 2 guys that basically own all the news. So I don't know why you would watch it. I mean, I if I was running shit, I would shut down CNN, Fox News, and you would no longer be able to comment on stuff on the internet. And then I would just leave it at that and let bring it down to a simmer. And then maybe be like, all right, talk to people. How do you want to live? What works for you? And try to I don't know.
How would we get on
shit
news?
Needs to calm down, and you don't need people stirring stuff up because one of the great things about this job is I go to all 50 states for the most part, red and blue, and people are cool. But you watch these leaders and they're like, oh my God, this is happening, that's happening. This
is a very simplistic way of looking at things that comes from a place of fear. I'm pretty sure that there's a self-preservation reason why Bill Burr is talking like this. I'll leave that right there. The self-preservation that people have that make them get so scared that now they just want to control literally everything. This is where fear is the path literally to the dark side, okay? You cannot be this afraid where it's like, oh, I don't even want people commenting on stuff on the internet. You can step off, okay? Like, okay, I'm trying to build an empire of talking trash on it. No, but you can go ahead with that. But you get to talk trash. You're talking trash on the internet now. You know, and in the beginning of this, he was saying like, oh, I hit the lottery, like I got lucky. So why somebody else can't get lucky? How do you know you're doing it right? This man is quite weak. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.